make us so proud. I'm grateful for your friendship and for your example. There's been a lot of analysis of late talking about a blue wave and a woman's wave and a black girl magic wave. And I think that too often when we talk about a wave, there are two framers. So one is either that we are a fluke and an anomaly, or that we are a fad and a trend. And either way, it gives short shrift to the leadership decisions and choices that were made in those campaigns. Nika, I just want to thank you for your leadership example. And as I said many times in the last couple of days, if there is a wave, it is not one that we are riding, it is one that we are creating. And so Massachusetts can be a part of this wave and of this paradigm shift that we usher in, not only in who steps forward to run, to govern, to serve, to be a partner, but how those campaigns are run. All the other fights of racial, social, and economic justice that many of us are in the trenches together on, whether we're fighting for our children to receive a quality and excellent education, every child, whether we're talking about the need to value every life, whether we are robbed of it of gun violence on a city block, at a school, at a concert, or at a church. Both of these are really just are lifting up the dignity of people. And the dignity of people begins with honoring every voice. This ultimately is about choosing people over profit. This is bigger than even votes. This is about voices and engaging more of them in our democracy. I am so grateful that we made the decision in our campaign to reject corporate PAC money, and I will continue to do that as a member of Congress, because I could not in good conscience accept money from pharmaceutical companies that are contributing to the opioid crisis, which is an issue of consequence for residents in the Massachusetts 7. I cannot in good conscience accept money from an NRA lobby that is contributing to the public health crisis, an epidemic that is of consequence to the Massachusetts 7. 8 lives in 10 days that we've been robbed of here, and another shooting last night in Rosendale. I could not in good conscience accept money from people that are in any way undermining or undercutting the health and the safety of community. And as I wrap, I'll just lift up 2 examples that really just make my heart soar, and I think make the case for this. 250 incarcerated men behind the walls of MCI Norfolk endorsed our candidacy and campaign. And each of them organized 3 people and their families to get to the ballot box on election day. We also had 14-year-olds that were door knocking 8 hours a day on days that it was like walking the surface of the sun. And then we had people experiencing homelessness who live in shelter, who invested $1 and volunteered every day. Now, why did those indigent and those experiencing homelessness do that, and those 2 14-year-olds do that, and those 250 incarcerated men do that? Because they felt seen and heard for the first time ever, or for the very first time in a long time. The point is, everyone deserves to be heard and to have a seat at the table of democracy. And this is how we ensure that we do not create a hierarchy of voice. Every voice deserves to be heard and to engage in our democracy. And I know that the indefatigable leader that I'm bringing to the podium now shares that opinion. We thank him, our venerable and esteemed Senator Ed Markey, a fighter for our planet, against big money, and certainly against the NRA lobby, right? Because of him, every day we're working to make sure it is not relevant anymore. And so pleased to have his partnership and his leadership, Senator Ed Markey.